Are you feeling ignorant about your own hotel's financial well-being? Would you be able to detect danger signs in the financial health of your hotel? Were you aware that picking up these danger signs in your hotel's financial well-being is a critical skill for a hotel manager, and it is guaranteed to get you elevations and promotions, ultimately success. However, most hotel managers have no understanding of the financial health of their hotel. Ability to detect early warning signs is actually a leadership strength. But most hotel managers tend to ignore this critical leadership strength. Because of that, their promotion and elevation opportunities become limited by their own actions. I will show you how you can easily identify early warning signs of your hotel's financial health. You would want that, right? And we'll be using a very simple technique. However, your peers would not know about this, so you will have a head start on them. And this technique will boost your chances for promotions, elevations, and all kinds of opportunities. Now, you may have a question. Why me? I spent 26 years in the hotel industry in senior finance and leadership roles. I have myself detected hundreds of early warning indicators. Moreover, I have personally shared this with hotel managers and got them to identify them too. And that led to successful analysis and successful financial decisions. Assume that you don't notice that your car is running low on fuel. But what will happen next? Yeah, your car is going to stop running. So how can you keep track of the fuel position in your car? Or how do you keep track? Well, you glance often at the fuel gauge, which tells you what is the position of fuel in your automobile. But is there such an early warning system for the hotel operation? It may come as a shock to you, but there is. I call hotel financial ratios the early warning systems. You think you have the pulse of the hotel performance. And how? By knowing occupancy, RevPAR, etc., which are important KPIs by themselves. However, would occupancy be able to tell you anything on, say, the liquidity of your hotel? Is there something deeper that you are ignoring? But you may ask, what is liquidity, by the way? Liquidity tells you about something very important for your hotel, the cash resources, so that you can keep track of the cash position in your operation. Just like you kept track of the fuel position in your car. And how did you do that? Well, by glancing at the fuel gauge. And this is why I call hotel financial ratios the early warning systems. Hotel financial ratios let you see insights into your hotel's health, which are not apparent from occupancy or RevPAR. But most important, are you actually listening to what financial ratios could be telling you? Meet Andy. He's the resident manager of Paradise Hotel. Andy manages the operation of Paradise Hotel very well. He's good with basic metrics like occupancy, RevPAR. Andy, however, has problem with hotel financials. He particularly fears hotel financial ratios. And this video will remove that fear from Andy's mind about hotel financial ratios. Let's unlock the dashboard to hotel financial ratios. This is like the instrument panel to your hotel's financial health. And why are hotel financial ratios so special? Well, they go beyond single numbers and they provide you comparisons. And these comparisons get you to see performance trends, not just performance. Hotel financial ratios have two key parts to them: a numerator KPI above the line and a denominator KPI below the line. But it's the relationship between these two KPIs, the numerator and the denominator, that tell a story. Let me give you a personal example which will resonate with you. Say you earned $8,000 and you saved $2,400 out of that. Your savings percentage, therefore, is 30%, which is 2,400 divided by 8,000 multiplied by 100. Now, let's show this as a pie chart. We will be showing the savings part of it. So the savings percentage is actually arrived at through a formula which is saved divided by earned multiplied by 100. And in this case, it's $30 divided by $100 multiplied by 100. And that gives you 30%. Let's now use this for a hotel financial ratio example. Let's use occupancy KPI. Hotel financial ratios we saw had two parts, right? The numerator and the denominator. In an occupancy KPI, the occupied rooms KPI is the numerator above the line, and below the line is denominator, which is rooms available KPI. And then you multiply that by 100. Let's see how this works with actual numbers. This represents the occupancy percentage KPI. So assume that rooms available per day are 150 and occupied per day are 140 in the month of April, which has 30 days to them. So rooms available for the month of April then becomes 150 multiplied by 30 is 4,500, and rooms occupied 140 into 30, which is 4,200. Let's now calculate the hotel occupancy percentage, and that is the 4,200 divided by 4,500 multiplied by 100, which is 93%. And now let me share something powerful you must know about hotel financial ratios. We did see that the occupied rooms KPI is the numerator above the line and the rooms available below the line as the denominator. However, occupied rooms numerator is the KPI you are primarily comparing, and rooms available as the denominator is the KPI being compared with. Once you understand this relationship between numerator and denominator of hotel financial ratios, you have won 50% of the battle. Now, it's important to know that hotel financial ratios are not just numbers. They go much beyond that and help you in the management of your hotel's financial health. And we'll now talk about some traps you must avoid in interpreting these financial ratios. Let's again use the same Paradise Hotel example. Assume that occupancy in April is 75%. This actually seems like a really great accomplishment, right? But what if the budget occupancy percentage for April was 85%? Now you are behind budget by 10%. So it's important to be aware of illusory information in interpreting your hotel's financial ratios. Always verify your financial ratios, and we'll see later when we use specific examples what this means, particularly because they are merely indicators. And let's now go beyond the pale and dive deep into categories of financial ratios. Note that each category is a different lens through which you can view a hotel's financial health. That is powerful information. And just like your car's instrument panel tells you about the fuel, the speed, and the engine temperature, which together lets you know more about your car's functional health, your hotel's financial health, particularly liquidity, solvency, profitability, will tell you or give you insights into your hotel's financial health. And let's now see specific categories of hotel financial ratios. So liquidity, solvency, and profitability we saw earlier, to which we will add two more: activity and operation or operating ratios. We will see this in later videos. Now, financial ratios, to repeat, are a deep dive into your hotel's financial health. They go beyond just occupancy and RevPAR. Financial ratios allow you to see more than one key performance indicator and use that information to take powerful decisions which impact your hotel operation. Let's now summarize what we have learned about hotel financial ratios. To begin with, they provide indicators to financial health. Financial ratios are not just numbers, but they're comparisons. And finally, number 3, financial ratios are only indicators and must be verified. Would you want to begin your journey into hotel financial ratios with a top hotel KPI? Click on the video above on hotel revenue per available room.